All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about a really powerful transformation, a fundamental shift in how you move through the world. It's about going from a reactive, almost prey-like mindset to one of quiet, sovereign presence. This is about leveling up from just surviving to actually truly living. So let me just ask you a question, and be honest with yourself. Have you ever felt like you're living like prey? You know that feeling, right? Maybe you find yourself apologizing just for speaking up. Or you walk into a room and you kind of shrink when you know you should be expanding. It's that feeling of just trying to get through life without being noticed, without taking up too much space.
And here's the contrast, side by side. You've got the prey mindset, which is all about hesitation and uncertainty. And the thing is, the world can feel that. It senses it, and it will absolutely test your boundaries. But then you have presence. And let's be clear, this isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about being still, rooted, just fully there. Moving through the world without that desperate need for everyone to like you.
So, to even begin this journey, we have to really understand the problem we're trying to solve. So let's break down exactly what this pre-mindset looks like, and more importantly, the invisible rules that keep you trapped in it. These are those self-limiting beliefs that just keep you playing small. That little voice in your head that whispers, don't speak too much, don't want too much. And the big one, don't take up too much space. You know, the philosopher Seneca said that a life lived by these rules isn't short, it's just largely wasted. And that's the point. You are not here to tiptoe through your own life. You are here to claim your space.
And this gets to the core danger of that prey mindset. If you carry yourself like you're just trying to get by, the world responds to that. It feeds on that uncertainty. You have to understand, if you don't claim your space, someone else will. That's not a cruel rule, it's just a natural one.
So, how do we begin to make the shift? Well, it all starts from the inside out. The very first step is to seize control of your internal state, and that all begins with your focus. Let's talk about something called cold focus. Now, this isn't about forcing yourself to sit still or gritting your teeth to concentrate. No, it's about knowing your mission so clearly, so deeply, that all the endless distractions of the modern world, they simply can't compete for your attention. It's about choosing direction over stimulation. It's about protecting your energy from all that noise. This famous quote from Carl Jung, it's really the key to the next step, emotional mastery. So many of us are just directed by these unconscious emotional reactions we don't even understand. The whole goal is to bring those patterns into the light so that you can rule over them, instead of being ruled by them. And let's be really clear here. This is not about suppressing what you feel. It's about choosing reason even when you feel things deeply. When you can stay still while everyone else around you is spiraling, you're not being passive, you are anchored. And that kind of presence, that is what makes you powerful.
Okay, so you've started working on mastering your inner world. Awesome. But how do you translate that internal strength into external reality? The answer is simple, but man, it is not easy. It comes down to the discipline of action. You have to understand this crucial difference. Motivation is just a spark. It's a great way to start something, for sure, but it was never meant to last. Discipline, that's the structure. That's the framework that keeps the fire going. Waiting for motivation is really just a noble-sounding form of procrastination. Discipline is what actually builds a life. You know, the world is absolutely obsessed with visible results, with the highlight reel. But the most important transformations, they happen in silence. It's in those quiet, unglamorous moments of repetition, when there's no applause and nobody is watching, that you keep a promise to yourself. That's where character is really forged.
And here's Jung again, hitting us with another hard truth. Your identity is never written in your intentions. It's written in action and repetition. You don't become disciplined by just thinking about it. You become disciplined by doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it.
So once you have this foundation of inner mastery and disciplined action, you start to move differently. So now let's talk about how this new strength completely changes your interactions with everyone and everything around you.
Okay, these are the practical strategies for presence. First, listen way more than you speak. In any interaction, the person who speaks less often learns more. It lets you understand motivations without revealing your own. Second, stop over-explaining. This almost always comes from a place of insecurity, like you're seeking validation. Let a simple yes or no be enough.
Your actions will provide all the context needed. Third, protect your energy as if it's your most valuable currency, because it is. Don't waste it on pointless debates or negative people. And finally, learn to detach from what no longer serves your mission. This isn't about being cold, it's about being focused.
Just think about this for a second. Most people will rush to fill any tiny gap in a conversation. We are so uncomfortable with stillness. But why? Is it a fear of being uninteresting, or maybe a fear of what might be revealed in that quiet space?
Let's just reframe this whole idea. Silence isn't absence, it is restraint. It communicates something that words often can't: inner calm, control, and the confidence that you don't need to prove your worth with constant noise. Used correctly, it is an incredibly powerful tool.
And this brings us to the culmination of this whole journey. After mastering the inner world, after navigating the outer world, what are we left with? Well, it's what we can call the quiet return.
And let's be absolutely clear about this. This entire process is not about domination. It's not about manipulating people. True sovereignty is internal. The ultimate prize here is power over your own impulses, your own emotions, and your own actions.
And this is the real reward. It isn't fame, it's not applause, it's the quiet, profound satisfaction of becoming who you truly are. A person who is grounded, present, and living in alignment with their own values, not just performing for the approval of others.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Every single day, the world will ask you who you are. You can answer with your words, or you can answer with your actions. So what will your actions say back?